Facts about hell. Number 1. It is eternal. There has been so much folklore and fiction surrounding hell that many people deny its existence. Some people think it is a myth. According to what Jesus taught, hell does not have a set amount of time, but exists forever. Those who are tormented in hell are doomed to an eternity of torment. Jesus was quoted as saying, "The fire never goes out." Number 2. Hell in ancient Greek. Hell is an ancient Greek translation of the Hebrew word for Valley of Hinnom. This was a site outside of Jerusalem's walls that had been defiled by the worship of Molech and the sacrifice of humans, and as a result, it was turned into a dump where waste and rubbish were burned. It was a visual and powerful depiction of the end that was in store for those who were doomed, thanks to the raging fires and the festering worms. Hell is also called the lake of fire in Revelation 20. Revelation 20. This is the second death, the lake of fire, the eternal separation from God. And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was hurled into the lake of fire. A popular Bible commentator said about this verse, "A child with a spoon may sooner empty the sea than the damned accomplish their misery. A river of brimstone is not consumed by burning." Jesus sent a very straightforward message. Given how dreadful hell is, it is better to give up anything than go there. Because of this, it is not sufficient to consider the kingdom of God only in terms of reward. Rather, we must also consider it in terms of sacrifice. Number 3. Jesus gave strong warnings about hell. Jesus said this as a warning to people that caused others to stumble. Jesus promises a reward to non-Christians who extend a basic minimum of goodwill to Christians, but he warns Christians with dire judgment if they cause a little one who believes in him to slip. Mark 9 verses 42 to 50. "Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it is better for him if a heavy millstone is hung around his neck and he is thrown into the sea. And if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life maimed than having your 2 hands to go into hell, into the unquenchable fire. If your foot is causing you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life without a foot than having your 2 feet to be thrown into hell. And if your eye is causing you to sin, throw it away. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with 1 eye than having 2 eyes to be thrown into hell, where their worm does not die, and the fire is not extinguished. For everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, but if the salt becomes unsalty, with what will you make it salty again? Have salt in yourselves, and be at peace with one another." He uses hyperbole to make a point. God appears to care more about the little one's fragile faith than the great one's fragile egos which cause them to lord it over or ignore others. In this speech, Jesus gives a string of maxims that warn the disciples that they need to be more worried about the evil within them than outsiders. Again, Jesus uses hyperbole. If your hand, eye, foot causes you to stumble, remove them. Jesus did not plan for followers to take this advice literally, any more than one should take literally Paul's reference to the Galatians' willingness to tear out their eyes for him. Galatians 5 verse 15. "But if you bite and devour one another, take care that you are not consumed by one another." Jesus applies this principle to the disciples' spiritual life. We should take every precaution now and get rid of everything in our life that can tempt us to sin rather than be punished later in fiery Gehenna, to go to hell, into the fire that shall never be quenched. Number 4. There is no way out of hell. There is no way out of hell, and neither is there any relief from it, nor any solace to be found there. Luke 16 verse 26. And besides all this, between us and you a great chasm has been set, so that those who want to go over from here to you will not be able, nor will any people cross over from there to us. To our great good fortune, there is a route out of hell before one even enters it. God extends to us the possibility of restoring our relationship with Him so that we may avoid ever going to hell. This reconciliation was made possible by the crucifixion of His Son, Jesus Christ, and His subsequent resurrection. Jesus, the one who frequently cautioned us about hell, is the one who rescues us from that place of eternal torment. Reconciliation with God is possible for anybody who believes in Jesus Christ, regardless of the amount of personal merit or virtue they possess. Jesus fulfills the covenant's requirements. John 5 verses 22 to 25, New American Standard Bible. For not even the Father judges anyone, but He has given all judgment to the Son, so that all will honor the Son just as they honor the Father. The one who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent Him. Truly, truly, I say to you, the one who hears my word and believes Him who sent me has eternal life, and does not come into judgment, but has passed out of death into life. Truly, truly, I say to you, a time is coming, and even now has arrived, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. If you haven't put your trust in Him yet, it is not too late to turn to God right now, but someday it will be too late. Number 5. Jesus talks about hell more than He talks about heaven, and describes it more vividly. Yes, hell exists according to the Bible. The reality of hell is described in the Bible using the same terminology that describes the reality of heaven. In fact, Jesus spent more time admonishing people about the perils of hell than He did reassuring them about the possibility of heaven. It is not out of the ordinary for people to believe in the truth of heaven while denying the reality of hell, even though the Bible makes it quite clear that both heaven and hell exist. Wishful thinking is to blame for some of this. It is far simpler to come to terms with the concept of a pleasant afterlife, but the concept of damnation is not nearly as tempting. This is the same mistake human beings often make regarding dangerous behaviors. The assumption that we will get what we want overrides the unpleasant view that things might not end well. Rejecting the existence of hell can also be attributed to incorrect assumptions about what hell is. Hell is frequently depicted as a raging wasteland, a dungeon filled with cauldrons and pitchforks, or an underground city teeming with ghosts and goblins. Number 6. Jesus will give the verdict. At the end of time, everyone will stand before Jesus Christ, and He will separate humanity into sheep, those who display their faith in Jesus, and goats, those who do not demonstrate their faith in Jesus, those who did not trust in Jesus Christ. The goats, on the other hand, will go away into eternal punishment, and the sheep will get eternal life. The reason is stated, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." The goats on Jesus' left hand are doomed to eternal hellfire because they are prepared for the devil and his angels. The explanation offered is that they had the opportunity to minister to the Lord but did nothing. The damned ask, "Lord, When did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or needing clothes, or sick, or in prison, and did not help you?" Jesus replies, "I tell you the truth. Whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me." Jesus then ends the discourse with a contrast. They will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. Matthew 25 verse 46. These will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life.